Ready.
All right, welcome. Episode number 48, halfway to 96. You got to make sure I share it on Facebook and stuff. You know, that's kind of
that's what I'm looking for.
the pregame
What are you
thing.
doing?
I know the last episode I started the intro with that, and, you know, I'll do it again here. Anyway, so this is an episode that there's no preview or review, which is great because the reviews are long and boring.
Wow.
That was a joke. It
It's
didn't
like
land.
an attack on me.
I mean, you
That's
know, I think, 35 to 40 minutes on a game, it's is what it is. Anyway,
We've cut back.
swing and a miss. So I got to
Can't
put
share.
the ticker at the bottom there. Forgot to do that. So really not even prepared, but we're live earlier than usual. So we get some slack on not being 100% prepared. Anyway, Illinois and Iowa tonight. That is what we're here to talk about. And that's why we're doing this. And if Illinois loses this game, does this happen?
Underwood. Thin ice!
Maybe it does. Maybe it does.
It should.
I don't think it should, but
Oh, okay.
well, Iowa is a really good team. I think the Maryland game was a game where you could say that.
Right.
But I mean, this is going to be interesting. to see how
Ohio
they
State
come out
was good
tonight.
too. I mean, we're finding that out quickly that Ohio State's
Yes,
maybe a
they're
little
good.
better than we thought.
And I was looking kind of back at last year's game against Iowa, which was the last game of the season. It turned out to be in March, and like that game started out, Iowa had like a 10-point lead in that game at the beginning, and then Illinois came back and they were doing what they were supposed to do, which is get the freaking crowd into it because there was a crowd at that time.
Right.
So get them into it. Illinois took a big lead. They kind of, didn't press as much at the end. Iowa got back into the game. They had a chance to tie it down 2 at the last second. Kofi blocks Garza. That's how the game goes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this –
It was a great game. It's sad that was the last game, but
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's sad that the last part of the call was Illinois won't play until Friday at the Big Ten tournament or whatever
yeah.
they said.
Yep.
Wednesday or Thursday. I don't even remember the day. But, is what it is. I think we've moved past that because we know there's going to be a tournament this year.
That's right.
So
No
it's
doubt
all
about it.
cool. But so I think the big key for this game, you got both teams coming off of a lot of rest. Illinois 2 days extra of rest in Iowa. And the key for Illinois is to not come out super rusty while Iowa doesn't. Because I think Iowa has enough shooters that they're going to score no matter what.
Yeah, and they, that Iowa coming off that Indiana game, and they didn't shoot well in that game. So I would have rather them come off a win than a loss because you never want to play a good team after a loss. But maybe the extra time will negate the fact that it was, that they came off that loss. But
don't you think Ohio State said the same thing? We don't want to play Illinois off of a loss to Maryland, and they beat them.
Yeah, probably.
And here's the thing: if you want to tie these two things together, if you believe in like coincidences and that kind of stuff, or whatever, fate, as they say. So you got Illinois losing to Maryland, a team that they should beat at home. Okay, their game with Nebraska gets canceled. They play Ohio State, a team that's near their level, and they lose again. Iowa loses to Indiana at home, a team they should beat. Their game against Nebraska gets canceled. They play Illinois, a team on their level.
I like your thought.
I could see that being the case. You never know. So this is the biggest game of the season by far to this point.
Absolutely.
This is, the start of a stretch where Illinois is going to be playing a lot of really good teams. Now, how good is Michigan State? We don't really know. They got absolutely embarrassed last night against Rutgers. They're
Crazy.
37 points. That's so. I know Rutgers is really good defensively, but Illinois scored 88 against Rutgers. So
Right.
stick that in your pipe and smoke it. These teams don't like each other. We've heard that multiple times. Iowa said that when he was on Stuffed with John Rothstein. Interesting how he goes on a national show and not an Illini dedicated program. Very interesting.
yeah, I don't. Apparently, you got to be John Rothstein level.
He's connected,
Yeah, a little bit bigger than us, but
a little bit, yeah.
One day,
he should come on with us. Rothstein should. So they played the last game of the season, as I said. Iowa's currently second in the Big Ten. And the Illini win will move them into a tie for second with Wisconsin. And I know I didn't write that. I'm pretty sure you did. So
I did, yeah. This game is super big as far as Illinois' chances of winning the Big Ten regular season, and kind of where I feel like it's kind of a test to see where they actually are. After losing to Maryland and Ohio State, I think a bounce back. They got to beat Penn State. They got that game out of the way, but this is really going to show us, what team we have, I think.
You would think so, yes.
Thanks.
I saw something on Twitter. Anyway.
Retweeting Cardinal stuff or something? This is Illinois Basketball Podcast.
I'm seeing if, the thing's going to happen. But anyway, haslametrically speaking, let's go into that. Illinois 10th overall, Iowa's 5th. You look at offensive efficiency, no surprise. Iowa's second in the country, to Gonzaga, of course, who's number 1. That's no surprise. Everyone knows Baylor's better than Gonzaga. Anyway, the defensive efficiency, Illinois 7th and Iowa 70th. So Iowa second in offense, 70th in defense. Illinois 22 in offense, 7 in defense. So if you look at balance, Illinois is a little more balanced, which isn't surprising, but Iowa can beat teams by not, like, most of their wins, they haven't played defense. I mean, they've given up a lot of points. Strength of schedule, Iowa 74th, Illinois 21st. Because if you look at Iowa's schedule, NC Central, Southern, Western Illinois, North Carolina's not that great of a team, but they're one of the better teams that Iowa's played. Iowa State's not good. Northern Illinois is not good. So their non-conference strength of schedule, other than North Carolina and Gonzaga, they played nobody. And you look at Illinois played Baylor, Illinois played Missouri, Illinois, they played Duke. And is Duke better than North Carolina? No. So, Illinois' schedule is slightly harder in non-conference for sure. Then the expected outcome, which is something that is featured on Haslametrics, which I guess is based on all the metrics.
Because you never put this before.
Well, I think it's there. I think it's been there for years. I just didn't use it.
Okay.
But Illinois 80.59, Iowa 79.68, which I think, since that's been a thing, it might take home court into account more so than it should be.
Yeah.
So
I in Illinois opening as a 2.5-point favorite, that surprised me a little bit, I guess, but maybe because they're home, maybe because I don't know. Vegas has a reason, I'm sure. So
Vegas has no idea what they're talking about.
Right? Yeah, they never make any money.
This should be 7, 8, 9. Illinois is going to dominate. Okay, too far already. So like we said, Iowa's coming off a loss to Indiana. Illinois' last game was Tuesday the 19th, which feels so long ago, 10 days ago, where they beat Penn State. Second best team Illinois played this season, like I said, behind Baylor. And I don't really think it's close. Like, I think it's Baylor, then a couple lines, then Iowa, then a couple lines, then Ohio State and Missouri, I think is how Illinois' schedule's been. But you never know. So like I said, Iowa's schedule, they've beaten North Carolina Central by 30. They beat Southern by 27. They beat Western Illinois by 31. 41. I think 41, 10 off. I knew that the whole time. They beat North Carolina by 13. I'm doing it in my head. It's very quick math. Iowa State by 28. Thank you. Purdue by 15. I skipped Northern Illinois. They beat them by 53.
Double their points. Wow.
Northwestern, they beat by 15. They barely beat Rutgers. That was a really close game. They beat them by 2. They beat Maryland by 22. Yes. It was 32.
Like a test for you.
They beat Minnesota by 15. They beat Northwestern again by 23. They lost to Gonzaga by 11. That game wasn't really that close till the end. Lost to Minnesota by 7. Lost to Indiana by 13. No. Yes. No.
12.
Damn it. I knew it. I'm usually good at that. So they have 2 Big Ten losses. Illinois has 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they lost to Baylor, Missouri non-conference. So, like you said, this would tie them.
Yeah. They definitely need to get a win here, especially at home, off a lot of rest, and then move forward. Just keep winning. That's how you win the Big Ten, right?
I don't think that them being at home factors into this at all.
Probably not.
They've lost 2 home games.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Wait, they lost 3 home games?
No, they lost to Rutgers on the road.
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't have lost that game. Kofi said, and a great quote by Kofi that is inaccurate, I personally think Illinois and Iowa is one of the biggest rivalries there is in college basketball. No.
Yeah.
No.
I like that he's that passionate, but I don't know. It's a big statement. I think Illinois even has bigger rivalries, but as far as in college basketball, I mean, you got Duke, North Carolina, I don't know. Michigan State, Michigan is probably a bigger rivalry than Illinois, Iowa.
Illinois, Indiana.
Yeah. But
I got a tweet.
If that's what they're doing to get pumped up, I'll take it. So
yeah, it's fine,
And I think Underwood has the perfect call on this. Talking about the team playing Iowa, he said, I don't know if you contain Luka. You're going to do a great job on Luka, and he's going to get 20 or 30. I think you have to make his touches hard, and you have to contest from 3. We've seen how Kofi guards the 3, so hopefully he can guard it a little bit better. Garza is going to get his points. It's shutting down everybody else. I believe they shut down Garza in the first half of the game last year, so that kind of helped with the win. But and this is kind of everybody's thoughts on this. This is how you have to go against Iowa. Is you let Garza do what he does and make sure the other guys don't do anything. So
yeah, here's a tweet from your guy Kipper Nichols checking in on Twitter. He says beat Iowa. I'm surprised he still likes Illinois. I don't know. I feel like the fans, including us, especially him, were very hard on Kipper because he wasn't as good as we thought he should be at the end of his career at Illinois. And,
Kipper say? Sorry.
He still likes Illinois.
He's still a fan. He should be. We loved him
Iowa.
too.
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
You definitely didn't. I mean, we can pull up the clips. I'm sure there's many of them. And also that tweet that has that fat guy in the orange, that Anthony, whatever his name is, former football player, in the orange, like wrestling looking outfit, shooting bricks, and it says Kipper on the tweet. And I know you enjoyed that. So,
maybe.
Yeah. All right. Prediction wise, since we're going to take a lot of, if you got any questions and you're watching, which I know nobody is, if you have questions and you're watching, send them in because we'll answer them. But prediction wise, all right. Here we go.
Hold on.
Nailed it. You have Illinois losing.
I have Illinois winning. I've changed it.
That's
Okay.
Weird.
When we talked yesterday, I had Illinois losing. But you know what? It's Iowa. Illinois is pumped. Iowa went and talked to John. I think they're going to be ready to go. I think it's going to be just running, scoring all game, 98-95 Illinois.
I think that's too many points.
Nope.
I do. I think if you look at a game and you just think, Iowa's involved, so they're going to score a ton. I don't see that happening. I think we're going to have a similar score to last year. Illinois 78, Iowa 73. I don't know why I think they're going to win. I just have a weird feeling. Like, I think this is kind of the time where they actually start to win some games and string some games together.
It's a time where they have to, really. And
they got to get hot.
That's what made me change it. I just – I wasn't very confident yesterday, but I was a little tired. So, maybe it was messing with my mind. So,
and I think, our guy, Tony Patelis at College Hoop News, who we got to get him on something soon at some point on a podcast or something, covers college hoops. But he said this on Twitter. I got to find it. Big matchup in the Big Ten tonight with Iowa at Illinois. Let's see which Illinois team shows up. The Illini are super talented, but have been inconsistent. So we're all on the same page with Illinois.
Consistent. I think that's the big thing. So
I'm thinking Adam Miller goes for 15 tonight. Iowa goes for like 25. Kofi gets like 18. I feel like Kofi should score more, but he won't. Garza can't hold. The big thing that I'm worried about with this game is when Kofi's not on the floor, Garza's just going to score whenever he wants.
Yeah. So yeah, well, Kofi, because I think Kofi's only averaging like 27 minutes,
which is ridiculous.
But it's impossible to get Garza in foul trouble because he gets every call. But if they can find a way to get him in foul trouble, would be huge.
Some of the clips from last year's game, it's like whenever Georgie's in and Garza's in and Kofi's not in, Georgie just has to foul him.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I don't think they're going to time it up either. I think McCaffrey is going to try to be getting Garza in when Kofi's not in, and Underwood's going to be trying to get Kofi in when Garza's not in. Not as much as McCaffrey would, but you know.
I wonder how many minutes Garza's playing a game.
36 probably, 35. He's got to be playing almost all the minutes because he never gets in foul trouble, like you said, because God forbid we call a foul on the best player in the nation. Jesus, he's not even the best player in the nation. If I had to start a team, my number one pick in college basketball would not be Garza.
Really?
Yeah. He'd
Why?
be number 2 or 3. Because I like guards.
Okay.
And I like guards who can defend and shoot, and give me anyone from Baylor. Jared Butler.
Fair enough. Garza is averaging 29.9, so they're averaging about the same.
Yeah, they're both going to play 35 tonight.
Yeah, let's hope.
Until Kofi gets like 5 fouls in the first minute because he touched Garza.
Yeah, because Illinois is not going to get any calls at home because they never do.
Why would they? Garza's going to throw Kofi's arm into his own face, and it's going to be a flagrant on Kofi.
Yeah,
it's going to be an ejection this time, probably. So
that's the episode. Thanks for
real quick. I want to throw another jab at him. My starting 5.
Garza?
Yeah, my starting 5 in college basketball right now would be Jared Butler. Would be my number 1 guard. He'd be running the show, right? John Petty Jr. from Alabama, because he hits every single 3 ever.
Yeah.
Corey Kispert, Gonzaga, one of the best 3-point shooters I've ever seen in college basketball. So he'd be there. And then anybody but Luka Garza at the 4 and 5.
I feel like you're throwing shade at our point guard too.
No, I'm good on that. I'm going for different styles. You got Kispert and Petty just shoot, and they can do it whenever they want. And Jared Butler can do everything, okay? And then anyone else you want at the 4 and the 5, like anybody. Anyone but Garza, really. So, sup, Luka?
Maybe Kofi.
Oh. No, I'm good on that.
Okay, well, just throw shade on the whole Big Ten. Not the best conference, I guess, huh?
I'll take Hunter Dickinson, definitely.
Okay.
No, I won't. It was a joke. So we just burned like a minute and a half on that. So boom.
Good work.
Yes. All right. Midseason awards. Since we have nothing else to do, so we figured we'd add this to the episode. And we're going to be honest. We're not going to sit here and act like this was planned the entire time. We got to fill time. And it's literally the Big Ten's fault and Illinois' fault that we have to do a podcast that doesn't have a game review.
Yeah.
Because Illinois had 100 days off.
Underwood said that they thought that they had like two teams confirmed and they fell through.
Teams got scared is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly happened. I don't know why I don't know. Anyways, on to midseason awards.
Yep. All right. Best offensive player on the team.
What did the Cardinals do? Why did they?
Nothing.
Do something
I'm just making sure.
Keep tweeting about it.
I'm not tweeting anything. I'm just looking at Twitter. All right. Best offensive player. Go.
I'm going with Kofi. He's averaging almost 18 points a game, shooting 70% from the field. Is just a double machine. So, I mean, I don't know how you don't pick Kofi. In Big Ten play, he's almost averaging 20 a game. So,
I figured I'd go a different direction.
Oh, okay.
I think our expectations of Io are so high that we kind of forget how good he is when he's not playing as well as we think he is.
I agree.
So,
yeah, because
first of all,
Io is still averaging 20 plus a game. So
49% from the field as a guard. Okay.
Again,
38% from three, which is about what we expected. And 81% from the free throw line, which is best on the team, I think, right? So
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Look at his rebounding numbers. 6 rebounds a game, almost basically 5 assists, and 21 points. 21, 6, and 5. He's stuffing the stat sheet. Everybody forgot how good he is. Okay, so we need to calm down, folks. And he's only averaging 2.9 turnovers per game.
Giving him the old Michael Jordan treatment,
Exactly. Definitely not LeBron. I mean, you look at, 28 points, 22 points, 27 points, 18 points, 18 points, 36 points, 10 points, 22, 30, 30, 12, 15, 23, 22, 13.
Wow, rap god.
So what's Kofi been doing? Nothing. That was a joke, but Kofi was just,
you know what, and it is, that's the thing. Nice thing is Illinois has the 2 guys that are coming out and they're putting up points every time. And we talk about they need to get a third. Hopefully somebody can step up into that role.
Yeah, Kofi's been great. I just figured that we shouldn't go the same.
I agree.
And I think it's only fair that we mentioned the two best players in the squad.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So, defensive player as of right now, I'm going to go with Trent Frazier. I feel like his defense has been really good this year. He shut down Stefanovic when they played Purdue. He's averaging 1.6 steals a game. And Underwood was asked about him being left off of the midseason defensive player of the year. And Underwood said, to say I'm angry would probably be an understatement. It's a travesty, in my opinion. Thoughts?
Overreaction of the year. I mean, my God, dude. Seriously.
You're mad because he sticks up for his team?
That's fine. I like that, but like it's not that egregious. It's not that egregious that he's not on there. I mean, come on. This isn't like,
The thing is, Underwood sees him play every day and how well he's doing. So I think that's probably a big part of it.
I mean, I see the games that he plays. I don't have the time to watch the practice, okay? So
yeah, well,
Underwood probably weighs practice like 55% in games, 45% because he has that weird way of thinking. I went with Io because I'm going to pick Io for everything.
Why change it up?
Well, I just think that defensively, I think he's been great. I think he's. I mean, I wanted to pick DeMonte.
Yes, I wish they'd put him on a 4 though. Can they put him on a 4 for me? Just
no,
one time.
Probably not. No.
Why not?
Who's he going to guard tonight? Wieskamp?
I don't know.
Probably Wieskamp. Probably should.
Probably Wieskamp.
Yeah, is Frederick out for Iowa? I never even looked that up. I know he got hurt against Indiana. I wonder if he's going to play.
Oh,
sure he will. He's had a lot of days.
Yeah, he's had a month off, so.
Yeah. My explanation is, quote, Io as the best defensive player, he is good at defense. So.
Yes, and for best offensive, you put he does fun things. So.
Yes, so both are true. Boom. You can't get that kind of analysis anywhere else.
Yep.
So, best off the bench, you went with Georgie Beshahanisavili.
My boy Georgie. Yes, I'm giving it to Georgie. I think that he's been really good more recently than maybe he was, coming in and getting points and kind of giving the team a little offense. And he's shooting 62% from the field. So it's not like he's 50% from 3, which is pretty good. I think he's 1 for 2 or something, but better than 16% like some other guys on the team.
That was quite a shot there.
We're blowing some people today, aren't we?
Jeez. I mean, I don't know why you just didn't go with Curbelo for both this one and the next
because
one.
I wanted to mix it up, unlike you, who picks the same 3 guys for all our awards.
Best off the bench, Io DeSumo. No, but Curbelo is.
Bench, you would have picked him.
Yeah, Curbelo is the easy choice here. I mean, come on. He literally changed every game for like the first 10 games when he came off the bench.
I agree, he did, and that would be why I picked him as best newcomer over the Ace Wolf. So, Curbelo's had a rough 3-game stretch, but he's averaging 8.5 a game. He has 4.4 assists a game, which is like a half assist away from Io, and he's doing it in 12 less minutes a game. So he still has 2.5 turnovers a game, which he needs to figure out. But he plays loose sometimes too loose. But obviously the best player that is in this freshman class as of right now, midseason.
You're completely wrong. Obviously, Adam Miller is the guy. He actually plays defense, so you got that.
Sure.
And he
you don't think Curbelo plays defense?
Not really. No, I don't.
Okay.
And I don't think he's good at it. So.
He has more steals than.
Yeah, and every time he gets the steal, he gets out of control and turns it back over. So
that's fine, but
it's
not still good defense. Curbelo is very good at reading people. So maybe not being with his man, but he's very good at reading people. And high basketball IQ, as they say.
Turning turnovers into nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not a fan of that personally. Miller shot the ball well in Big Ten play.
He has.
The last 5 or 6 games. The first couple of Big Ten games were not good. Non-conference, he shot the ball well in almost every game except when they stopped giving him the ball. Missouri, why didn't he get the ball more? Baylor, nobody played well in that game, so whatever, except for Georgie. Georgie actually had a good game against Baylor. And Missouri, they stopped giving him the ball. Duke, he made a couple shots early. That was that. So, give him the ball. What are we doing?
I think the highlight here is we have 2 really good freshmen and then hopefully another one in Hawkins.
And the highlight next year is that we have Luke Goody and nobody else.
Yeah. But does that,
yes,
maybe we get the seniors back. I don't know what's going on with that.
Namari Burnett, he should join the squad.
They have a scholarship open for him.
There's no way they won't. Best single game performance is obviously
these next 2 were from my friends because we were thinking of things. But
Kofi at Minnesota, where he had 33 and 13.
Yeah, absolutely dominated.
If they would have beaten Missouri, you could have picked Iowa because he had 36, and if we would have made that shot 39, probably would have ended up with 40 plus because they probably would have gone to overtime.
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah,
true. But Kofi was just dominant all over the court. And it turned out to be a really good win too. The way Minnesota went on after that. So
yeah, if Illinois, it helped that Robbins got into foul trouble early, and that's what can happen if they can get the guy that's guarding Kofi, who's actually a semi-formidable opponent, to get in foul trouble. Kofi can just go to work, so they can get Garza in there, which will never happen, like we said. That's how you get Kofi going.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I don't really think it matters. He's going to play well no matter what, unless he's just off and not making anything. But, yeah.
Yep. This next one
is stupid.
This next one, best nickname, either given to yourself or given by somebody else, whatever you want to do.
And one of them's unoriginal and ripoff.
I'm going to go with, go. Can you go tell Deion Thomas that, please?
No, but I'm just saying. Hey, whoa. Deion's not the only guy that calls him that. And Deion gave credit and said who the other guy that was nicknamed that.
Yeah.
So other people just do it without saying anything.
Yep. But Deion is dubbing him Curbelo El Mago. Mago, I can't speak Spanish, so which the magician, as you guys know, that
AKA the nickname of the most overrated shortstop in baseball. Yep.
Whoa. And so I'm giving it to him because Deion Thomas gave him the nickname, or other guys with Deion. We did have Deion on the show. A little plug if you haven't listened to it, episode 45. More than welcome to go back and listen to it. Who are you going with?
Yeah, obviously Adam Miller, just for the controversy. I really don't care about this, so I went with it. Nobody does care. I agree. So yeah.
It's just fun. Just trying to have fun, Ethan. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
So there they are. Wrap them up. Midseason awards. Hope you liked them. If you have any complaints with them, go ahead and drop a comment and let us know.
Definitely. Around the Big Ten.
Here we go.
Michigan, sole possession of first place. They beat up on Purdue, a Stefanovic-less Purdue team on Friday. I think that was. Let's see. The entire university suspended sports for a couple weeks, which is absolutely absurd.
Crazy.
I mean, it's one positive test of a different strain of a strain that the vaccine's supposed to be super effective against no matter what. So way to overreact, Michigan, and I'm shocked. I
feel like teams that are doing really bad are, they have COVID problems, and then teams that maybe want to hang on to first place have COVID problems. But okay.
I saw St. Louis's game got postponed, so they didn't play since December 23rd, and they played on Tuesday. They lose to Dayton, and then their next game is postponed. So I don't even. Are they even going to finish? They've 7-2.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's big implications because in the Atlantic
they only have
10,
to play 11, right?
I think it's 13. But the Atlantic 10, who's going to get that bid if St. Louis can't get enough games or if they continue to struggle? Dayton,
all that conference, like some conference tournaments they're gonna limit them to how many teams they let in.
I think that's smart. I mean, it sucks, but I think it's a logical move if you want to limit the amount of players that are involved.
And it makes the regular season play a little bit more fun.
Yeah, and every conference has teams at the bottom that are garbage that have no chance. So what's the point in having them continue their garbage and get destroyed in the conference tournament? What's the point? So, like Nebraska, screw them. We don't need them there. Penn State, get them out.
Okay.
Have 10 teams at the Big Ten tournament, which will happen. It'll be full, but I think more of the smaller conferences should do that.
Yeah.
And like Rothstein said, if you're going to have a situation where you're going to cancel a conference tournament, you better do it now so teams can know if they have to win the conference to make it. Am I right?
I agree.
So there's 35 automatic bids now? Since the Ivy League is a bunch of softies.
You're correct, yes.
All right. So their first game back, Michigan's first game back will be against Illinois on the 11th of February. So, which is ridiculous because I know the players were like petitioning to be able to play, which why wouldn't they be able to? I mean, this is a complete overreaction. 2 weeks over one test of a strain that's been likely proven to be effective with the vaccine.
Well, and I guess the thing is, like, if the teams, I understand that maybe some of them share the same gyms or whatever, but like if they haven't got it and you can test in 5 days, and if nobody got it on the team, then you should be fine. I mean, but
and like
I'm sure they test every day, anyways. I'm sure these Big Ten schools are testing every single day.
Yeah, and another thing that you have to think about is like, do you know how sick Michigan's hockey team is this year? Why are we shutting them down? You have,
sounds like the Michigan's happy being really good right now, and they just want a little break.
I mean, their hockey team this year is sick. Owen Power, Matthew Beniers, Kent Johnson, Luke Hughes.
Beniers plays for them?
Oh, man, those are top 10 picks in this draft this year. I'm telling you. Their team is sick.
I'm gonna trust your word on that. Ethan also does a hockey thing. You write, what do you do? Write stories?
I do
podcasts.
Yes, I do.
So if you guys are into hockey, check it out.
Which, if you're not into hockey, you're not doing the right thing. Let's go to Michigan State. They're not good. They scored 37 points against Rutgers last night. Lost 67-37. So Rutgers, they lost 5 games in a row. They've won 2 in a row. They beat Indiana in where the hell do they play? Why did that blank?
Assembly Hall. I don't know. Bloomington.
What city? Okay, yeah, Bloomington. So they beat them there, and then they beat in Michigan State. I'm losing it. Michigan State last night, right?
Uh-huh.
So that means that the Ohio State, as you put it, TOSU, and I think people that do that should be Ohio State fans doing that. I'm not sure why you're doing it, but whatever.
Because my brother does it, and I know it pisses you off.
They're coming on strong after the win at Illinois. They went on to beat Wisconsin. That was in Wisconsin, right?
I believe so.
And then they beat Penn State, which who cares about Penn State? I mean, that's not even a real game at this point.
They only beat them
close.
by 5 or 6, I think. So
Penn State's not good.
I didn't say they were.
Well, I'm just saying Ohio State probably didn't wake up for them. They wake up for Illinois. They wake up for Wisconsin. They don't wake up for Penn State.
Sure.
So at least Brad Underwood gets his guys to wake up against the bottom feeders. Maryland's not a bottom feeder. You can't count Maryland there.
Yeah.
Maryland has a chance to make the tournament, outside chance.
4-7 in the Big Ten right now or something, aren't they?
Yeah, well, who cares? So that Wisconsin-Ohio State game was very interesting because Wisconsin is too experienced of a team to lose at home like that.
And Wisconsin's only averaging, I think, 8 turnovers a game, and I think they had 8 in the first half of that game.
Yeah, that game wasn't even really that close for the most part. Ohio State's pretty similar to a lot of teams in the Big Ten. Like, they have a lot of experience, but they also have the younger players coming up. Like, Michigan's the same thing. Dickinson coming up. You have Wagner, you have Livers, you have transfers there, Smith and Brown. So, and Illinois is the same thing too. Illinois has a couple really good freshmen, experienced veteran stars. The Big Ten, the top of the Big Ten, the teams are basically modeled the exact same, other than Wisconsin. Wisconsin doesn't really have that stud freshman, but they just have a really experienced deep team. So
super experienced, super old.
Older than the Chicago Bulls starting 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, questions from the fans.
Questions from the fans. If anybody has any questions, we did get one from my buddy Cody. So
shout out.
Right now, where do you predict Illinois' seed in the tournament?
Well, bracketologically speaking.
Yeah, I know you're a big bracketology guy, and you'll be able to find bracketology podcasts soon.
February 8th.
February 8th.
It's going to be a collaborative effort this year, so it's going to be me and you doing the
it's going to be a lot of you and then me.
It's input type deal. We're going to look at different teams. We're going to weigh.
Correct.
It's going to be a whole process of, how do we weigh certain things, and we're going to have
we need a cool name like Caslometrics. We need like Ethanology or something.
Swing and a miss. So Illinois seed right now, if I don't know how much you have to weigh the net rankings into this, because Illinois is 7th in the net rankings, and they're 7-5 against quad 1 and 2, which is really good. They're over 500 in 12 games against those. I mean, I don't think anybody has played that many games in the top 2 quads for the most part. So that's a big deal. I'd say 4. That's where I'd go. 4.
That would be mine. I'd say 4 is a nice conservative guess.
But I have a feeling if the committee did their stuff today, they would have Illinois as like a 3.
Yeah. Yep. I can see that just with the net rankings. They really like their statistical stuff over.
I mean, their top
actual stuff. So
they're very balanced in terms of offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. And I'm sure they take KenPom into account for some reason. Mm-hmm. And Illinois is, 8th and 23rd in offense and defense. So that's the weird thing. Like, Haslametrics has Illinois' offense being worse than their defense, and it's like the complete opposite with KenPom.
That is weird.
Which I weigh Haslametrics way more because he's a guy that's a nice guy and engages with his people and knows his stuff, and KenPom's just a douchebag that sits in a basement. Anyway,
from the guy sitting in a basement.
I'm very public though. I speak a lot. I tweet a lot. What does KenPom do on Twitter? He doesn't tweet anything.
I don't have any idea. I
wouldn't say that about KenPom if he actually engaged and talked to people
agree.
went on programs such as this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his tweets are just a bunch of statistical BS.
That's his life.
He actually tweets more than I thought. So he said, this says tonight's Iowa-Illinois game is the highest rated KenPom thrill score for the rest of the year.
Ooh, see? It's going to be high scoring.
And he said best matchup since Michigan State versus Duke in the 2019 Elite Eight.
Wow.
Which wasn't that Zion, RJ Barrett, and Cam Reddish against Michigan State with Winston and Tillman, and Michigan State beat them?
Sounds correct.
Nailed it.
Great.
Boom.
Boom. Anybody that's out there watching, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free.
Yeah, man. We could talk about college basketball right now. I mean, a lot of stuff going on.
What's going on in college basketball?
Well, you have the fact that the Missouri Valley has more teams in the top 25 of the net than the SEC does.
That's
that's
a little
exciting.
crazy.
I think. Well, actually, I think it might be the same. I think they both have 2.
But Missouri is 26. You said that's unreal.
It's stupid. They're 5-3 against the top quads of the net. Quad 1, quad 2. 10-3 overall. Their 3 losses are Tennessee, Mississippi State, I think, which is a quad 2 team, I think, and then they lost to somebody else. So that happened, definitely. So you've a case to definitely's. We'll answer that whenever he's back. Who is your favorite Illini player?
Right now, currently?
My answer would be none, Illini player.
Kendrick Nunn?
I'm all in on everybody.
Oh.
Except for Jermaine Hamlin and Tyler Underwood.
My favorite Illini player on this team would be Io, for sure. I'm gonna be that guy that just picks,
It's a brutal answer.
The best player that I gave no awards to, by the way.
I don't know how that's possible.
Because I'm saving all the awards for him at the end of the season.
Yeah. So let me ask you this one. So the committee is going to come out with a top 16 soon, right? They did in February.
When do they come out with that?
Well, the last one was February 7th.
Oh, that's why we're doing this show on the 8th.
Well, I don't know if they're going to actually do it. Yeah, but I'm going to write down my top 16 off the top of my head right now, and you tell me if you have any grievances with it. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm writing it down. So my number 1, actually, I'm going to go from 16 down. How about that? Wait, that's going to be confusing. Yeah, I'll go from 16. 16 is going to be, of course, this team that plays in the Big Ten. Wisconsin is going to be number 16. Okay. 15 is going to be Oklahoma. Okay. That's right. I did it. Lon Kruger's team, of course. Former Illini coach. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I did, so nailed it. Let's see. 14, I would say, is
Who'd you pick for 14?
I haven't picked 14 yet. I'm trying to put the numbers together in my head.
Oh, we know how good you are with numbers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Texas Tech. Texas Tech 14, Illinois 13.
Okay.
I spelled Illinois wrong. My God, what am I doing? Okay. Oklahoma, right? Okay. 12 is going to be This is hard. I'm going to go back to 1.
Should we have done this live right now?
Yes.
I know you're trying to fill that time.
While
you're doing that, House of Pain just retweeted that the team is coming back for season 2 of the TBT, or for their second time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Officially coming back. So we will have some more TBT basketball to watch.
We'll get one of the guys on.
Old Illini greats. Maybe we can get their coach.
Who's their coach?
Why am I drawing a blank? What is his name?
His name is.
Thank you,
Freddie.
It's not. It's a brew party. Just had him on. Fred.
Yeah, that's his name.
It's not.
Yep.
Quiet. Mike LaTulip. Jeez. So, how many teams you got there now?
I got one left to write down here. I'm trying to think of who it would be. I got it. All right, here we go. Number 16 is Wisconsin, which I feel like I underrated them there a little bit, shortchanged them. 15 is Oklahoma, which I don't know why I thought that Oklahoma was better than Wisconsin. What an idiot I am, but I'm going to roll with it. I'll take it. Texas Tech 14, Illinois 13, West Virginia 12, Tennessee 11, Missouri 10, Houston 5, Alabama 4, Michigan 3, Gonzaga 2, Baylor 1.
You really love Alabama, don't you?
Yes, I do. And Baylor's number 1 in the net, by the way.
Are they?
Yep.
Nice.
Alabama's 10. I have them at 4. Michigan 3. So I have the top 3 the same. Houston's 4. I have them at 5. Iowa 5. I have them at 6. Virginia 6. I have them at 7. Villanova is 8. I have them at 8. Texas is 14. I have them at 9. Missouri's 26th. I have them at 10th. Tennessee is 11. I have them at 12. West Virginia is 21. I have them at 12. Illinois is 7. I have them at 13. Texas Tech is 13. I have them at 14. Oklahoma is 20. I have them at 15. Wisconsin is 16. I have them at – this is a typo. 15 is officially Ohio State. Don't know how I forgot them.
Uh-oh.
My bad. So Oklahoma, Colorado, Florida State, Kansas, Creighton, those teams are on the outside looking in. Nailed it. So I'm pretty confident that if Baylor goes undefeated, they'll be the number 1 overall seed, even if they lose one game if it's to a good opponent, because, they're high on Baylor, obviously. I wonder what strength of schedule looks like for Baylor and Gonzaga together, because non-conference, if you adjust it or whatever the KenPom thing is, you would have Gonzaga at 90 and Baylor at 275. So let's look at Haslametrics, which is a far better source for this, of course.
Definitely. That's the only one people should use.
Baylor 106 in strength schedule, Gonzaga 129. So I don't know what those metrics are, but, this has been the podcast, I guess, if we're not going to get any questions. So, boom. I'll heat something up here for you.
Heat something up?
It's an infection going.
There
you go. Underwood to K-State. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there was talk, and of course it was Oklahoma State fans. After he came to Illinois, said, "Oh, he'll just leave you." They were salty. I get it, but it's his alma mater. So if that opens up, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I doubt it. I don't know why he would leave this program for that program.
I agree.
But it'd be kind of funny if we lost 2 coaches in a row. One of which was fired, goes to K-State, and then one leaves for K-State.
Right.
That would be interesting. So who's going to replace Underwood when he goes to K-State?
I would go with I don't know who's available.
Well, I've always wanted Tony Bennett. So how much is he making? Let's double it.
Illinois got money, right? They got funders.
All right, he makes about $2.5 million per year. We'll triple that. 7.5.
They're going to think that Underwood's really going to K-State.
Maybe he is. I doubt it. I don't know why he would leave a good program for a program that just lost by 48 to Baylor when he could stay at a program that lost by 13 to Baylor. How about that?
In the title, you need to put Underwood to K-State just for clickbait purposes.
I think that's a smart idea, and I think I'm going to go with it. We should have Underwood on and flat out ask him if Weber retires or gets canned, because K-State is awful, and they've been bad for a couple of years now. And Bruce, how old's Bruce?
Bruce had him back, what was it, 3 years ago?
They
were
good for a long time, but like you can't just sit there and suck. I mean, come on.
That's true. Didn't they sign him to an extension?
I feel like that is the thing. It's a Power 6 school, So, and they're in one of the best conferences in the country. I mean, you look at like the Pac-12 is abysmal this year, and the Big 12 is not abysmal. So, boom, those don't go together at all. But I went with it.
Bruce Weber, after leading the school to a historic victory over Kentucky in its first NCAA Elite 8 in 8 seasons, head coach Bruce Weber has agreed to a 2-year contract extension through 2022-23. So he still has 2 years left?
I mean, how old is he?
He is
old.
Probably the same age as Underwood.
He's definitely older.
No way.
Yeah, he's way older. I'll say 64.
There's a BruceWeber.com. What the heck?
I mean,
he is 64. You're looking it up on Google.
No, I didn't. He was born in 1956, right? Is that how that is?
Look at you doing math.
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Underwood is 57, so
7-year difference. You said they were the same age.
When you're that age, it's all the same.
I think it's almost time for Bruce to hang him up, Right off into the sunset. You're never going to win a title at K-State.
I mean, that's not wrong.
It's been a good run. Hang him up.
Let Underwood go there. K-State is paying him.
Tony Bennett to Illinois, make it happen.
Because Underwood's making $3.4 million right now. So I wonder if it would even be worth going.
Okay, Tony Bennett has to be making more than 2.5.
$2.6 million is what Weber's making. Illinois overpaid.
So Tony Bennett turned down a raise? What an idiot.
He does it for the love of the job, man. And you got to have more money to get better players.
He should leave Illinois he should leave Virginia for Illinois. Let me ask you this one. Hypothetically, if Underwood leaves to go to K-State, would you
Tony Bennett makes $4.15 million.
Yeah, I don't know why it said 2. It was way lower. Let me ask you this one. If this is a weird question, but if Underwood were to leave Illinois after this season to go to K-State, would you take Rick Pitino at Illinois?
No.
Because he's 68, so he's old.
No.
Who would you want? Realistic number one guy.
I don't know. Like he's not going to lure people away from.
I'll take Quano Martin. Get Quano in here. It's a joke, but
yikes.
Deion Thomas. Would he be interested?
No, he said that he'd like to do high school.
If he had the chance to be the head coach of Illinois, I think he would do it.
You think?
No, actually, I don't. I don't know.
It would be a crazy one. Is let's steal Juwan Howard away from Michigan. He's an Illinois boy.
He went to Michigan.
I know he went there, but he's still from Illinois.
Chance.
I know there's no chance.
Man, I can't believe we haven't gotten any questions and the conversation has gotten to this. Jesus. Okay. I think we got to wrap it up.
Did we get to an hour yet? I know that's what you've been trying to do.
We still got 5.5 minutes.
I guess it's just going to be a 55-minute episode.
I don't think I can let that happen.
I don't think people want to sit here in silence.
If you want to.
What?
You want to sit here in silence?
Not really. So, Illinois needs to get one tonight. If they don't,
Underwood. Thin ice!
Exactly. Don't forget it, Brad.
I don't think he wants to be on thin ice, but I don't really think he cares. So
Yeah, because he'd just go to K-State and say, suck it.
Yeah. There's the list right there.
Full size you. Full size you. There we go. It's even written in pen with scribbly marks and Illinois spelled wrong, so you know it's good. You know it's good.
So February 8th, we'll be doing.
Yeah, when are we doing the next episode for this? Monday?
For this?
Monday? They play Tuesday, right? Against Indiana.
Monday would probably be good. I think Monday would be
Who they play next? Indiana? I haven't even looked forward on the schedule.
I think it is Indiana, yeah.
On Tuesday, right? Because it got moved up or something. The time got moved up or back or something. They don't play till 8 o'clock. Holy smokes. Yeah. So Tuesday. Tonight they play at 7.
Tonight they played 8.
Huh? Tonight they play at 8?
Yeah.
Oh, geesh. Holy, I'm not going to be able to stay up that late.
8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Tuesday.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Well, at least they won't come out flat like, at 11 a.m.
They're going to come out flat. All right. We both think they're going to win. They better win. If they don't, they suck. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll be back Monday, preview the next game. I'll have whatever. Yeah. Okay. See ya.
Go Illini.